Greetings, everyone, and this is Kevin Matthews again. As I said in the first video when we talked about the late policy, I'm the professor of the class HRM 300 for fall 2018. Basically, what's going to end up happening with this class, it's an online class, and so there's not really a whole lot of opportunity for interaction because all of our people are going to be living all over around the world. And of course, the online experience, one of the greatest things about it is that you can practically be anywhere on the planet and participate in your learning education, and that's a phenomenal thing. My father, when he was in the United States Air Force, he did University of Maryland, University College, way back when. Actually, he got his degree in 1980, 81. What ended up happening is he took it while he was in the Air Force over in England. So UMUC has a very big history of providing that distance education to people around the world. And I'm very happy to be an instructor and continuing that tradition. So one of the things I wanted to do is kind of put a name to a face, welcome you to the class, and to encourage you that when class does start, I know that this video is going to be coming out a little bit earlier than when class starts. I believe it'll be about 2 weeks early. So, just hold on. Get excited because we're gonna talk about some HR topics. But one of the main reasons why I'm doing this video is that I want to make sure that all people can participate in the learning. So each of us learns differently. I tend to be an audio kinetic learner, so I got to do things and I got to hear it. There's other people who are visual learners, and so the visual learners are very good because they can essentially read a book and they're good, or they can see something and they'll learn it at its best. I tend to be, like I said, because I'm an audio learner, this is probably one of the best ways for me to learn. I actually learned more when I was in the classroom interacting with the teacher than when I'm off on my own just reading by myself. So I tend to feel that these classes will be very helpful and beneficial. The goal that I'm having with these videos is that, first of all, as we go through the week and we begin to see some of the different posts that everybody gets to do, one of the things that I'll do is that I want to answer some of those posts directly using the video. And it's just, and it's not going to be that I'm going to pick one person's post and say, hey, this is the post of the week. That's not what I'm going to do. What I'm going to be doing is I will say, hey, I've noticed about 5 or 6 of you are talking about this one topic. Let's talk about that in general. And then I'll tell you what my thoughts are and kind of give you the opportunity so that we can learn in different ways. I think that's been more valuable. I started using videos probably, actually it was at the beginning of this year. My first class that I used it with was my compensation class, and I just had a phenomenal response from students. They said, my God, this is awesome because it's nice to have some interaction and all that, and especially if you're a person who never actually sees another UMUC student, you'll at least get to see at least one of the professors in action. So that's kind of useful. So when you get into the class, what you're going to need to do is that you're going to need to do your typical thing that you always do. Make the basically what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make it to where you get into the class, you take a look at all the content, and from the content you're able to see everything that needs to happen. The schedule is going to be really important because if you follow the schedule, that's what's going to be necessary in order to be able to get the best grade in the class, of course, or at least get the best grade that you have that's possible. We definitely want to do that. Something else I'll tell you, I know a lot of people like to go to this professor's cyber office, or they like to go to the discussion boards and they like to ask a question directly on there. And while your question may be helpful to others, I will be honest with you, I don't look at that very much. Usually what I do is I just log in and I just scroll right down to the question that I need to look at. And I've had a couple times where I've blown past something, and and somebody's like, hey, I've had this question here for like a week or 2 weeks. Can you answer it? If you're looking for a fast answer, the best thing to do is give me an email. And you'll have my email address because the announcement for this video will be there. And then, of course, the other reason why you'll have my email address, of course, is because you can log on to Leo. I'm not going to put it out here because YouTube's for God and everybody, and I don't want everybody in the world to have my email address. Another thing to really talk about is that when you're writing your papers, please use APA. Okay, what does it mean by using APA? Well, there's a specific format that we want for citations and then also works cited. Technically speaking, putting somebody else's work down on your paper and not citing it is plagiarism. All right, I'm pretty serious about making sure that people get credit for their work. Now, in my personal opinion, when you are writing a paper, my son is going through paper writing in junior high school right now, and it's funny because they're using the exact same method that I use, which is the standard 5-paragraph format, which is you have a snappy introduction. Your last sentence is your thesis. You then have 3 premises that you have that starts each paragraph, and that your premises starts each paragraph. That's the first sentence, and then you have 3 or more levels of support that support that premise. Okay, then you get to your conclusion, which the first sentence of your conclusion is an exact restatement of your thesis, and then you end it tying it back to the snappy introduction that you did. It's cake bake recipe type stuff. You don't have to make anything up. There's nothing fancy about it. And if you want to, I can do a video where we kind of talk a little bit about that more in detail. I'll tell you, I used that philosophy when I did my written comps for the doctoral program, and I aced them. It was the one area that I did really well in. So I want to make sure that you use that. There is a website you can go to, Owl Purdue, like the little owl, the bird, the owl, hoo. You can use them to and if you want me to, I'll put it out as a post that we can put onto some of the other stuff here. Other than that, to be honest, the majority of everything else that you have to go through when you first get into the class is pretty up straight. The assignments, I'm actually pretty excited about this class because this is the first class where they have the totally redesigned assignments using the new SHRM standards, which I think are phenomenal, because the last set of assignments, I thought they were okay, but the stuff that they're actually doing, I was like, wow, this is some pretty interesting stuff. So I'm actually very excited to teach this class this semester so that I can get a chance to see that. We've got a pretty large class, 31 people. I don't know where everybody's from, but obviously, historically I've had people that are from all over the world, as far away as Japan and all the way out to Germany. So never had anybody in the Middle East taking one of our courses, but that's I don't know if that's because just the operations tempo out there just gets so high that they don't have an opportunity to do that. So anyways, if you have any questions, feel free to email me. I'm pretty responsive, and then of course my phone numbers are all put onto the websites also. Really looking forward to seeing you guys. Thank you for taking this class, and again, let's have at it.